Are you the owner of a crossover or a small SUV who's never gotten its tires dirty and you don't know where to start? If so, today's adventure is for you. Good morning. I am Chris with Journey Beyond.
I'm Bill.
And we are here today, headed home today, but we wanted to try and find another trail on the way home, and this one was recommended to us. This is the Westside Road. It's about 12 miles one way. You can drive through. It's not an out and back or anything like that. It's rated at level 2, so this should be an easy drive through the mountains right on the edge of West Virginia, right past the Virginia line. So we're glad you're coming along.
And recommended by Will Garrett from Defiant Off-Road.
Which is funny to me because he says he's never driven it, but that's exactly why we're here. So we can check it out and we can figure out whether this is something you want to come drive or not.
We kind of stole it from him.
Thanks for joining us. Westside Road is an example of quintessential West Virginia, a land of scenic and rugged, steep, forested hills and small mountains.
What's going on today?
Today we are teaching Bill how to use the new Pocket Free.
That's for sure.
This is really exciting, so we're going to see how he does because he's letting me drive today.
Yep, she knows how. All right, let's go.
Okay. Westside Road lies primarily in the 50,000-acre Shenandoah Wildlife Management Area and is surrounded by the George Washington National Forest. Elevations in this wildlife management area range from 1,250 feet all the way up to the summit of nearby Reddish Knob at 4,397 feet. The landscape here is predominantly oak, hickory, and pine forests, with regular peekaboo views through the trees to the hills and mountains beyond. The area boasts more than 50 species of trees and over 2,000 species of flowering plants. It is one of the most biodiverse areas in the entire eastern United States. When driving this road from south to north, the first spur trail you'll encounter is Dry River Hollow Road headed off to the west. This road is a Class Q hunting area that's designated specifically for disabled hunters. A seasonal shooting range along the road also offers 8 lanes with covered shooting platforms and benches for rifle and handgun shooting. We've now driven up past where the shooting range is. Shooting range appears to be closed this time of year. Who knows whether it's open the rest of the year. This is not a seasonal trail. This trail is open year-round. So far, it's been pretty much a graded gravel road. The biggest obstacles we're seeing are the potholes from the weather over the winter. So if you want to drive your sedan up here so far, you could, but some of those potholes were pretty deep. Westside Road is your typical Forest Service road. It's an easy drive and the road is generally in good condition. Inclines and declines on the road along the rugged wooded ravines are gradual. The road is often narrow with blind corners, but there are still plenty of places to pass should you encounter oncoming traffic. The woodlands crowding alongside the road are interspersed with the occasional opening from timbering or old forest fires. And the views you can glimpse through those openings across the wilderness give you the feeling you are a long way from civilization. But this is a road like hundreds, if not thousands, of other Forest Service roads that weave their way across the national and state forests of the East. If you were to drive hundreds of miles of Forest Service roads, this road is unlikely to stand out. It's unlikely to be memorable in and of itself. It does have a small section of shelf road, but it's nothing compared to a place like Height Hollow in nearby Virginia. It has a few small creek crossings, but nothing like the depths you can find crossing the Rock Castle River in Kentucky or the Cowpasture River in Virginia. The dispersed camping you'll find here is right next to the road with nothing spectacular to recommend itself. But the fact that this road is very typical of other Forest Service roads in the East doesn't mean that it's not worth driving. Because even on your average, everyday Forest Service road in West Virginia, the sun shines through the trees and dapples the landscape with dancing shadows. The wind sings gently through the woodlands, and birdsong caresses your senses with calming music. The creaking and quiet groaning of the forest subtly reminds you that nature is alive and breathing all around you. And even during the depths of winter, when the leaves have long fled their branchy abodes, the deep oranges and reds of those fallen leaves wink at you through the otherwise gray landscape and hint at the promise of spring just around the corner. Now, I'm not the person who is going to tell you that driving a road like this will help you find yourself. It probably won't. But I can tell you that driving a road like this, whether the first time or the 10,000th time, can give you breathing room. It can take those crazy thoughts living rent-free in your head and quiet them, or put them into a new perspective. If you focus on the moment in front of you instead of carrying too many yesterdays or tomorrows around, a drive like this can diminish or even take away the anxieties you carry in your everyday life, even if they vanish only for the briefest of time while you drive that road. And a road like this can also recharge those social batteries and give the introvert the necessary space to simply breathe again. And that is what driving any road like this is really about.
Did find one water crossing so far. It was a nice little easy one. I don't know if you'd want to drive your sedan through that, but it probably would make it, right?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. There was also a seasonal spur that went off up to the left we're going south to north on this trail today. It says it opens October 1st, so it must have a very short opening time, but it looks like the top of the mountain that it drives up might be cleared, which means there might be some awesome views. But as it was closed today, we couldn't drive up to see those views. You still get a handful of views through the trees at this time of year, but I'm betting there are a lot better views up top there. We just passed another spur that is not a seasonal spur that you can go to pretty much any time of year. This is actually the first place that we've found evidence of dispersed camping. Doesn't mean that there aren't any before this, but this is a road that you can legally disperse camp on. There is a fire pit on this side of the road. There's also a fire pit on the other side of the road. So there's a decent amount of space here. It's just a little flat opening. It's right on the road. So it's not going to be private. It's not going to be quiet, but there is dispersed camping available back here. So far on this trail, most of the obstacles we've seen have been very, very small rocks, small water crossings, some ruttings, some potholes. So far we haven't seen anything that you couldn't bring a sedan. Obviously it depends on the year, it depends on the weather, but here's what I'm going to warn you about is right now we're standing next to this massive tree that came down. And if you're back here with your sedan, what are you going to do if you come across that? You're going to have to turn around and you're going to have to go out the way you came in. So just be aware that there are always obstacles that you can't overcome.
Hey, minivans like pinstripes too.
Do they?
Yeah.
I don't think they do.
If you are standing on the sidelines or sitting on the couch watching our adventures and thinking, gosh, I'd love to try something like that, but I don't know where to start, Westside Road is a great place to explore. You're likely to get your tires just a little bit dirty. You might even find a small mud puddle or two. You will encounter a few small water crossings that you can enjoy splashing through. And you will catch a glimpse into eternity across the void towards the mountain wilderness beyond. If you really want to experience that adventure, take your tent and a cooler along and enjoy the peace and quiet that wraps around you as you camp in the mountain stillness. This road, or any of the thousands just like it, are your perfect opportunity to get out and start on your own wilderness adventure. So what are you waiting for? At the end of the day, all 12 miles of Level 2 easy road known as Westside Road were a relaxing and peaceful drive that helped recharge both Bill and I for the work week ahead. It came with beautiful views, splashy water crossings, no stress, and the great benefit of all that vitamin D spilling down on us from the blue skies above through the trees. And that's really just a perfect way to spend the last hours of an adventure before heading back to what everybody else might call the real world. I don't know about you, but when I think about it, and maybe if I shift my perspective just right, the real world isn't in fact that bustle of civilization we were headed to, but is instead that beautiful creation and peace that we just left behind us in the forest.
We are just about to leave the edge of the George Washington National Forest. This is the Shenandoah Wildlife Management Area that we just drove through on this particular trail. Bill, what do you think?
If you like to splash through some creek crossings, it's a fun trip. I like that the best about it, along with the views.
It was definitely an easy drive. This is a great, easy trail to come out and check out. Thanks so much for joining us today. If you've got any questions, please drop a comment down below and we'd be happy to answer them. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed watching this. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed so you can figure out where we're headed next. And until we see you again, make sure to go out and find your own adventure.
down to the bottom, call the rescue team so they can help me get down out of here.